Moon right now, live. Blake Cousins here taking your call. The month is just about over. 2015, January was a big first starter for UFOs submitted to us right here at Third Phase. We posted up the best videos of January right here at Third Phase. Lots of videos, a lot of photos. People from around the world like you that participate in disclosure, and even NASA is doing it without even trying. They put out these videos of the ISS, Mars, and the Moon, and they have no explanation for what's going on. Thank you, NASA. Thanks for making Thirdphasefomoon what it is, but I'm sure intentionally you're not doing this purposely, but you are purposely, it seems like to me, and a lot of people out there around the world, that NASA's pretty much covering up alien existence. You could even notice when they do appear in outer space next to the ISS, NASA cuts it out, cuts the feed, no explanation, technical difficulties. Technical difficulties always coming in when a UFO shows up. Seems a little suspicious to me. I'm sure that people want to call into Thirdphasefomoon, share their story, so we're going to get to the phones here in just a bit. The number to call in is 347-934-0378. We got some flash chats going. People are saying that we just posted up a video from Ed. We interviewed him last night, famous abductee, and he's calling Ed's video a fake. You heard it here first. That's from Flip It For You. Maybe he could come on and explain why he thinks that. You know, when we speak to Ed, he seems genuine. He's not asking for anything. He's just putting out what he's capturing with Third Phase or looking at the videos. And, you look at it. Tell me why it's fake. I see no CGI going on. The refraction of light, the blending of the midtones, the edges of the craft itself. To me, I think whatever it is, it's up in the sky, and it's unidentified. So we're going to put it out, Flip It For You. Go ahead and call in if you want to discuss it. Everybody, again, the number 347-934-0378. Thirdphasefomoon is live right now, taking your calls from around the world. Let's get started. Let's get to area code 914. Tell us your name, where you're calling from. Thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase.
Hey, Blake. This is Ryan. I'm calling from outside New York City.
Hey, Ryan. Welcome to the show. It's getting late over there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Hey,
I would
what's
like
going
to
on
talk
over there in New York?
Mostly I just got done watching the latest Ed video, and I got to tell you, right from the beginning, from when he first sent in his first video, I had a special feeling about this guy. I think he's legit. I think his videos are real, and I think he's totally genuine. I hear it in his voice, and I see it in the videos.
Absolutely. This is why we're putting it up. People have their own decisions and opinions. Flip It For You saying right here in the flash chat is you never see them coming or going, just his version of what he wants us to say. Well, that's a fair and obvious question that if people want to be a skeptic and ask the questions, I would ask the same thing. We've asked the same thing of Ed, and he says he freezes up. And, when we take calls from around the world in regards to UFO sightings, people have the same action. I'm not complaining that this is short. It's like, hey, at least he's managed to capture something nobody's ever seen before, or maybe they have. But go ahead.
Exactly. And for some reason, his footage is being allowed to get out there. First of all, these ships are not cloaking. They're not causing camera malfunctions like they usually do. For some reason, he's able to get clear video shots of these crafts. For whatever reason. It could be a form of disclosure, and he's being allowed to, get it to you guys and put it all over the internet. So there's something very special going on with his whole situation.
It's very special as well as the social media. They pick up on Ed's stories immediately when he shares it right here at Thirdphasefomoon. We searched on YouTube the exact, even on Google, the exact title of I called it a hostile-looking flying saucer. In my opinion, it doesn't look friendly. And Ed explained the same thing. But when you search the blogs or the websites, it's been picked up dozens and dozens of times in less than 12 hours, gaining all kinds of audience throughout the world. People want to share it. We're not asking people to embed it on their websites. We say, hey, feel free. You want to share it? By all means, go ahead. And I think that's what people are tapping into, is this Ed phenomenon. I say, Billy Meyer, eat your heart out.
Exactly. He's a modern day.
This is a modern-day Billy Meyer, exactly.
Exactly.
But, hey, I thank you for your opinion. Have you had a UFO encounter yourself?
I had a few, years ago. Nothing really major. One more thing I would like to say about his comments. I'm glad he mentioned that about the Greys, saying they're not our friends and they're not here for a good reason. And I totally agree. Certain alien life forms, if they are alien, might be here, for certain reasons, but the Greys and certain other ones definitely they're not up to anything good.
Yeah, I asked Ed as well. I know there's a lot of people that want to ask Ed the big questions, but he's not willing to always come out and come on the radio like we'd want him to and ask the questions. But he's willing to take questions if anybody wants to leave it in the comments below in the description on this video that we posted yesterday to get in questions to Ed. My first question to him, he almost seems like he works for the government, and I'm not sure. Maybe
you never know. But for some reason, like I said, this footage is being able to be put out there for whatever reason, whether he works for the government or, picture being in his place if he's really going through this and he's really taking, real video, and he's getting all these comments about, oh, it's fake, oh, you're a fraud, this and that. Like you said, he could care less, things like that wouldn't even affect him if he's really going through this.
Absolutely, and let's get to the flash chat again right here. Flip it for you now saying, don't get me wrong, I hope it's real, but if it was real, it'd be on the news as well, and that people say that all day long. If this was real,
and that's so not true. It's the opposite.
It's the exact opposite.
The news has
Every
nothing
time
to do
you
with
see
it.
anything on the main news, CNN, Huffington Post, it's all about debunking, or they'll pick the most ridiculous UFO video that exists, like a bug flying by, and showcase that. So, absolutely. I don't think the major media would pick up on something like this unless it was authorized by the top.
Yeah.
Let's see, Rasta Jimmy is saying here in the flash chat, I'd say it's possible that Ed's video is real. He certainly sounds like he is for real. If Ed is not known as the village idiot, then maybe we should just take him for his word. Anything is possible. There are dozens of different alien races around right now. Yeah, exactly. This is what the flash chat's saying, and I think even Flip It For You on the flash chat now agrees true that about the major media. So, and Ed did say last night he submitted it to the big media. He didn't want to name names, but they didn't get.
I'm sure they don't want nothing to do with it. It's too crystal clear. It's too right in your face for the news to broadcast. That would actually frighten certain people.
Hey, let me get your name again.
Ryan.
Yeah. All right, Ryan. Hey, I appreciate you calling in. Maybe you can stand by.
Sure.
We're going to get some other callers.
No
Maybe
problem.
they might want to chime in on some of Ed's footage, or we might get to something else. And stick around, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.
Let's get to our next caller, 978. You're live, Third Phase Moon. Tell us your name. Where are you calling from?
My name is Jamie. I'm calling on from Massachusetts.
Hey, welcome to the show. Your name again?
Jamie?
Hey, Jamie. What's going on over there?
Not much over here. We just had a sighting past summer. We had 2 UFOs passing by in my area, and we had all kinds of witnesses just seeing these 2 lights flying together, and really slow, really low. And that's not the only thing around here. I just came back from Puerto Rico a couple of weeks ago. I had to, go to the funeral my dad. And for 3 days in a row, that this was in December, for 3 days in a row, we saw one during the daytime, me and all my family that were outside. This one was like silver, like a ball, you know. It just went down from north to south, and then it made like a east turn, but real quick, and we just lost it in terms of seconds. And then the night after that, me and all my family were outside, and we saw this coming like orange, yellowish, blinking light, but it was coming real slow and kind of a low, not too high. And everybody saw it, and everybody was going, oh, those are Chinese lanterns. But when it went on top of us, it just took off like in 2 seconds. We lost it. And then everybody was saying, okay, those are Chinese lanterns. Yeah, right. It was too quick for that. And then the third day, we saw one that was going real quick, the same color, but that one was going from south to north. But that one was like so quick that I couldn't even turn on my cell phone to record it. It was too quick. But it was the same color, the same thing, but a little bit higher and quicker. I mean, this was in Puerto Rico in December. It was 3 days in a row. It was crazy.
Wow, and you say you're with family and friends at the time?
Yeah, everybody was out there. All my family, little friends. We all sat in the yard. You know, it was nice weather.
Think about it afterwards. Is your family in general skeptic of the UFO phenomenon, or did they? What were their thoughts after the encounter?
Well, one of my sisters that was there, she had a sighting a couple of years before. She saw all these this big, huge white light, and all these little lights were coming out from it. And then once the lights went out, and then they just come back into the big light. And she saw that, her husband, and my mom. I wasn't there because I didn't see it. But even my mom, she never believed in that. But after that, she said that was weird. Now she saw it herself. But that one was huge. They told me that was like almost the size of the moon. But it was white. You know, these little lights and you know, like colors. But were just coming out of that big light. And then later on, the little lights were coming back in. And my mom, she was like, you know, she never believed in that. Even my brother-in-law, he never saw one before. And he was like, well, now I saw something. I said, well, I've been telling you this all this time, and you never believe me. But now he does believe. Even over here in Massachusetts, last summer when we were outside, he was one of them that was outside, and he saw the two that were flying low and slow, the orange ones. He saw those too. Well, everybody believes that because, I mean, a lot of people have seen them of my family. It was crazy.
Wow. Thanks for sharing your story right here at Third Phase Moon. How did you come across Third Phase? Or do you watch the videos that are submitted to us here?
Yeah, I watch them probably every day, and I just got off of it, and I just put your phone number there. And I mean, I've been trying to call for the past couple of weeks, but it's been a little bit hard for me because we had, like, you know, all kinds of issues and all kinds of things in my house, and I just couldn't do it. But today, I mean, I was just watching, and I just put the phone number there, and I said, well, let me just call and say what we saw here in Massachusetts and what we saw in Puerto Rico. And one of the things is that down in the Caribbean, if you go to the Google Earth underwater, you can see the base, the UFO base that they have underwater in the Caribbean.
They have one out there now that's been discovered?
Yeah, I saw it in the Google Earth, that when the camera goes down to the water, it just looked like hangars, square. I mean, it's crazy. And I heard about that one. I heard about that a long time ago from someone. I heard about that under the water base that they have in the Caribbean, but I never believed it. I mean, it was just something that people used to say it. But now that I saw it in Google, I said, well, there it is, you know. And it's not that far from between Puerto Rico and Venezuela. It's like in between, like in the middle. You got to see it. It's mind-blowing.
Well, we'll take a look. Definitely everybody search that up if you could send me the coordinates for that so we could take a look. We, along with Jimmy Church, made history when we shared the story of the discovery of this underwater, massive military alien base, whatever it is. It's huge. It's 2 miles wide. It's 1,600 feet tall off the coast of Malibu. Are you aware of that military? Or
yeah.
Is it something similar in that description, or does it look kind of like the same characteristics?
Well, it's something similar to that one, but it has it looks like hangars, more like hangars, like it was made because it's like straight lines, and it has these dark black holes, like one next to the other one, and like a beam in between, and you got to see that one is mind blowing, and it's in the Caribbean.
Ryan's back with us right here. He was joining us a little earlier in the show. I wanted to ask Ryan about these underwater bases. Are you aware of this one that the caller's speaking about? Have you seen one off Malibu?
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
Well, let's bring in some other callers. Let's get the conversation going. We got a anonymous phone calling in. It's going by 1111. If you're there, welcome to Third Phase Moon. You're live. Hello?
Hey, Blake. It's Drew.
Hey, Drew. Where are you?
In Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, California. A lot of sightings there, as a matter of fact. That over the years, I recall some videos submitted from that end. Why are you calling in?
I just wanted to touch base. I've been watching your videos, and that the Ed guy. He's I feel his pain or whatever it is you could call it. And I just feel like hopefully something will resolve well for everyone in regard to that. And that was one thing. And then the other thing was when I was a kid, my friend, his father was a rocket scientist at a local aerospace company. And so that was pretty interesting growing up. There wasn't a lot said about anything, really. There was a little. And I had some friends have a sighting up kind of adjacent to the place up there on the mountain. And so anyway, so that's some of it. I don't know how long you want me to go.
Well, sure. Wait, if you got a UFO sighting, you want to chime in on Ed's footage or any videos, by all means. Let me ask you about, when I interview Ed, sometimes he gets me the wrong way. I'm just asking the questions because we get a lot of people that, claim what he's saying is not, he's, tricking everybody, and he's not forthcoming about what's really going on. And he's kind of getting tired of me asking the same questions over and over again. And I don't blame the guy because when he's just giving what he's got, and he's not in for any limelight. Go ahead.
Yeah, I understand, and that's true. And it's not between really the interactions between you guys. It's really more, I just hope that, if there's more that he can do to enlighten or let people know kind of, more about what's going on with him instead of frustration. I think that would be helpful because, he's kind of sending out a weird message just because he's not positive, kind of, So anyway, that's all.
Yeah, he seems like he has a lot on his mind, and he's busy with other things, and this isn't what his whole life. He's not letting this whole thing run his life, and he might have other things on his mind. And yeah, we've encouraged him to search out more places to share his evidence, be a little bit more detailed on some of your encounters. He seems a little nonchalant about this thing, but he's been experiencing it since at a young age, since the 1960s. So, yeah, interesting character, fascinating gentleman in the interviews. I just love when he gets on the phone, and I would like to get him more. That's for sure. Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, man. I'd encourage him to call in right now. He's got to be listening. So, dude, man, call in. Show
I don't
yourself.
know. Ed, if you're out there, call in. I really,
please.
I don't know. I think he honestly is listening to this show. I don't think that's what Ed's. He's not on the internet going to see what's the UFO news, see how Thirdphasefomoon is doing. Oh, let's see what this video, see how many people are viewing. I don't think he cares less, to be honest. So it's interesting.
I know it's hard to know for sure what's going on, but he did kind of mention, or I think I heard him mention that he follows, he follows along, or maybe he's talking about other people following, but it seems like he must know what's going on because he knows how you operate. He
Absolutely,
suggests,
yeah. I'm sure he has obviously made the contact and he's watched and followed Third Phase for sure. But I really don't think he's on top of it like a lot of other people out there want to see news about UFOs. I don't think that's what Ed's all about. But I think he really is knowing that. We asked him. He didn't even know who Dr. Greer was last night. He's not really up on that kind of stuff. So, but he does like to share it on Thirdphasefomoon, and that's why we keep inviting him back, no matter what the critics say. When you look at, in general, people believe in Ed. I believe in him. I believe in his footage. So, we're going to
whatever he's doing, he's got the goods, right? I mean, you got to admit he's got. He could be bankrolling off this, or maybe he is, or maybe he has. I don't know, but it's excellent work for sure.
He's never asked for anything from us when he submits. He just wants to get it out there, and I really appreciate when he does take his time to take my interviews and questions when he has opportunity. It is he's a quite, like I said, the Billy Meyer of the new generation. Something.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it makes you think, and makes you think about all kinds of things, and
that's
whether it's alien, military. It's hard to say, but he has his encounters with Voss, which he says is an alien. Well, an alien gray. It's an alien extraterrestrial, but in a different kind of form, and it's kind of like his mentor. So
for sure.
I don't think Ed's done yet. I really think Ed. There's something more to Ed that's still going to come out that's going to be even more insightful and enlightening. And I think he has something to offer that he might be disclosure. Ed could be disclosure.
You never know. Anyway, disclosure is one. I don't know how important disclosure really is. It's really what's in people's minds, and what they believe, and the whole representation of the government saying, oh, well, this is what it is, is just going to be more conformity to say, well, here's what we're making it, really. But anyway, that's another subject.
Absolutely. Hey, well, stick around. Let's bring in another caller.
Yeah.
We a few minutes left on the radio show, so I want to get everybody in. But, hey, appreciate you calling.
Yeah, if I don't finish, I do have a little more. I'll call next week or something like that. So thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. Keep your eyes on the sky. Let's get to the next caller, 224 area code. You're live, Thirdphasefomoon. Tell us your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, is that me?
Yep, that's you.
Oh.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, awesome. Hey, my name is Peter. I'm calling from Chicago. I was on my way to Wisconsin, but my car just broke, so I'm sitting at a hotel.
What's up? Hopefully the night goes better for you.
Yeah, I'm just going to camp it out here, I guess, and I've been wanting to talk to you for a little while now.
Hey, man, no problem. Welcome to the show. What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Recently with the whole Ed situation and stuff like that, I don't want to bash the guy or anything like that, which, I do, I appreciate watching anything out there. I'll look at anything, but, everybody has their own opinion. But I don't know what to say much about him, He's just an interesting guy, I guess.
So what do you think he's fabricating these things? Is he a CGI expert, a drone engineer?
He's got definitely, I don't know, I think a Facebook message video that comes up with almost same kind of shit. Spinning in the same slow rotation, but maybe from a bigger distance. Definitely Ed's I would say more up close, but just a shaking, he's that one with the looking one where it looks like it was an army, some kind of an army UFO. It was just blurriness and most recent. It's just all. Even though there's one of the limelight and everything like that, I just don't believe those. It's too clear, and isn't he talking? Why not watch the full video?
You're breaking up a little bit. Maybe you could get a better reception there. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Some people say, when we're putting up videos on Third Phase, it's like, how could you put up that video? It's so blurry. It's so far away. It could be anything. It could be a star. And then when somebody like Ed captures video of a flying saucer and it's pretty much in your face, then you start to, people start to say, well, it's too clear, it's too in your face. So there is that kind of, psychological
definitely.
People, the way they would perceive what's real or what's not based on the clarity, how clear a video is.
I personally think those, those models that he has in his videos, I personally think they're a little, I wouldn't say outdated. Just the technology is just so kind of just, it just looks like machinery to me. And even, if it's government related, maybe they're not that, far into having the actual technology that the extraterrestrials may have or whatever. But it just seems way too out there. Like when I see videos you guys post up when there's that guy, and like there's kids around, and he's like, oh my God, look at that in the sky, it's a star, and it's moving. Like I believe those a lot more than having an actual visual, like something like that. And I'm not into computers, so I don't know what kind of technology is capable of, creating those kind of things. But I did suggest in the comment, I'll buy him a laser, shoot a laser pointer at this thing or something like that. Try to make more contact. I think that'd be pretty, a pretty cool video instead of, a short video with no talking. He did move his finger across the lens, which I did kind of like, kind of showing that there's an actual person standing there. But I was actually just thinking while driving that the blurriness, once you move your finger across a lens, focus into your finger and then refocus back onto the image or the whatever he was shooting. So it's just kind of iffy a little bit.
When I look at the finger going over the lens and seeing the edge on how fuzzy it is, and to have it mix with the background and that finger at the same time, that to me is when it rules out CGI. That's when I'm like,
exactly.
Okay, this is.
You think of that? See, I don't know the whole CGI and all that. I'm not into computers that much, but I do get a lot of. I just felt it was a little off. There could have been more. It could have been a full, instead of a finger across a tiny lens. I mean, stick your hand out in front of it. Give me a finger. Show me with your fingers how big this thing is. Compare it to I think that would have been a little cooler. I mean, definitely, tell him to keep sending in videos. If he has all these encounters, I'm still going to want to watch them. I don't care if everybody thinks they're fake or whatnot. I think they're still pretty cool, even though I'm kind of iffy on them. But it's definitely a cool thing to watch regardless. Yeah.
Put some laser pointers on the UFOs. Put your hand out there. Maybe even get a perspective of yourself within the proximity of this. Get inside the spaceship, Ed. Film inside the spaceship. Ask Voss. Are you?
Yeah, definitely.
Have Voss have him give a tour guide of inside the spaceship. So, Ed, if you're listening, those are some of the opinions of people that have about your videos, and I want to thank you for calling in and sharing the opinion.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for having me.
Stick around. We got a couple more callers. Like I said, we got a few more minutes left. I want to get to everybody. So let's go to our buddy from San Diego. If that's Kelly, 619. You there?
Ed. Now, the last caller and the last couple of the callers that called about if you look at some of the stuff he had, and if you listen to some of the stuff when he did talk when he was on your radio station before, was that he was saying that some of the stuff that he's been doing this for years, and he's just recording for years, and he says he's got more stuff, and even before it was like anything digital, or he had old cameras he was using. And that, some of his stuff I've seen that I believe, if you look at it, it's just incredible. Some of the stuff, and when people say that stuff is like, they don't understand, like, if it's too real, then they think, oh, that's fake. But if you're looking at it, to me, some of his older stuff were the one that looks like the dome on top. It kind of looks like some kind of, I don't know, looks like you could see through it, and then I guess boss is in the window. Those ones are actually, I believe those vehicles, those ones there are actually, alien made. But the other ones he had said when he went on vacation and he was in California, the one was kind of like octagon shape, and this latest one is actually, I believe, they could be like reverse technology. They just can't like maybe, make the ships, the way they're supposed to, because those ones, the latest one you have on there is more jaggedy. It's like, I don't know why they kind of look like would be what us humans would have, like antennas or stuff like that. And the one, the still frame on there where it looks like an alien on there. But the guy, to me, been listening to him, on your radio station, and to me, he's like, if you remember, he talked about his uncle. His uncle, because his uncle was in the military, and he's the one that actually kind of introduced him to watching UFOs way back then, and when he was a lot younger. And if that's the case, to me, it kind of sounds like, this is what my thoughts are, is that maybe his uncle, I don't know if you can even say it was his uncle. Maybe he's like a hybrid of human and alien, Ed himself, and that his uncle, like, maybe I would say introduce him to all this stuff, and maybe the guy, and when he talks about his, boss, he says like he's more his mentor. I don't know if he's, there to help train him or like, teach him or, make him come along. And, and he says, just like he says, it's not, he deals with it. That's part of his life. It's not anything that stresses him out or anything about it. And maybe that's just, that type of stuff that he's not really wanting to talk to about. Also, the fact that, he's been doing this for quite some time, and, he's been inside. Maybe he doesn't want to, like, some of that stuff he shouldn't be sharing, or like, even, that would be nice to see some, video of inside the craft. But I don't know, maybe in time, and maybe he would.
Well, you're exactly right, Kelly. What I'm thinking is that Ed might work for the government, or he might be even an alien being himself. It's very possible. Somebody asked me today, have I ever spoke with an alien during an interview? Some reality TV show, they contact Thirdphasefomoon all the time, saying, we need to get Thirdphasefomoon and do a reality show. But during the interview process, they're asking me if I interviewed any aliens. To be honest, there's possibilities. One man says that he is a Robert Meerland. He called in years ago, submitted a fantastic photo, and claims he was a victim of a Starcraft crash during the Tunguska incident in Siberia. The last time that big asteroid apparently blew up in 1910 or something like that. He says that wasn't an asteroid, it was his ship. And he's wanting to get back, and he knows how to build starbeam ships to get back to his home. Maybe Ed might have his connections, and you're exactly right when he said about the characteristics of that ship, that it had some kind of it looked like a satellite dish on top of it. And it almost seems that it's almost there's organic parts of the ship, and then there's militarized-looking parts of the ship, and that is a classic reverse-engineered possible alien starcraft.
Yeah, and I also get on a lot of science stuff, and like the way a lot of these science websites that I go onto, they talk about some of these craft could be like biological part, like they're part metal, or that could be alive. And because right now that we're, like I said, I also get on these science websites, and they talk about we have this material now that like it could repair itself. Like the aircraft got damaged, within like a dock. These composites, they can repair itself automatically. It's kind of like it would bleed itself into each other, so where it would repair the damage while it was in flight. Now, to me, when they read something like that, or like even sometimes they're even talking like the molecule that they have is they can just bind, they can rebind together, or even like metal. They have one that looks like mercury, and they can, what they created was that they could believe that it's an entity by itself. It can like reproduce. They had one ball at one, and then they had like plenty of them. So, to me, when they get in that type of technology, where are we getting this stuff from? So, they might be integrated in some of these aircraft that maybe Ed is seeing and stuff.
Well, science fiction is becoming science fact for sure, and the singularity effect is not too far away in creating material out of thin air, grabbing the molecules and atoms and start building the components to hard cells and creating something solid. Up to your imagination, it will basically materialize out of nowhere. It's out there. All you just got to do is build it, and that technology is just right around the corner. Maybe that's what Ed is capturing. Thirdphasefomoon Radio, it's so fun talking to everybody and their opinions, one way or the other. It's always an amazing show, and I appreciate everybody calling in. I wanted to give everybody some last few words before I close out the show, but I wanted to get in one last caller in, area code 952. I wanted to get Betsy's opinion of some of
that's all, huh? Well, I just said, hey, the guy.
Welcome to the show.
He listens to
Hello?
him,
Yeah.
I hear someone
how's it going,
talking.
Betsy?
Good, how are you there?
Hey there, did you get a look at Ed's new footage that was posted last night?
Yeah, I did. I completely believe him.
No terror extraterrestrial in your...
How are mine? Did you see the pictures I sent you? I know they were a little blue, but that's a thermal.
You think it's military or extraterrestrial?
I think it's extraterrestrial. And everybody keeps talking about the guy that he contacts with. I think that's his guide. Instead of like what other people are calling. I think, what's his name, Feldman?
Pardon me? Who?
Does he call that guide Feldman?
He calls his alien escort Boss.
Boss.
Yeah,
Boss,
B-O-
I think, is a guide. I think he guides him. That's my opinion.
This Boss character and his relationship with Ed is fascinating. I'd like to know more about Boss and what's he all about. If he's a he or a she, well, Boss sounds like male.
Where he's from?
And where he's
what
from.
What type of being is he?
These are some of the questions that we want to ask Ed, that he said he'd be willing to come back in a couple weeks and answer some of the questions that people pose. I'm going to put that on the list for sure, see if we could get some more insight on that. Betsy, hey, thanks for calling in to Third Phase of Moon. I wanted to let everybody know Hangar 52, the movie We Are Not Alone, is about to do the world premiere. Sorry, everybody, if you're in the state of Hawaii, or you want to everybody fly down and get a plane ticket, we're premiering it at the Honoka'a People's Theater February 6th, 7th, and 8th. We're excited to announce that based on stories from our viewers from around the world, that's what Hangar 52 is all about. 4 years of education from people like everybody that just called in. We wouldn't have been able to make it without the incredible insight and close encounters to extraterrestrial and government cover-ups. Hangar 52, We're Not Alone, premiering. Here's a trailer. Everybody, stay tuned to Third Phase of Moon. I wanted to get everybody one quick last words in. We're going to show the trailer right after this. 914, thanks again for calling in.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Just like to say, that second to last caller brought up a lot of good points. I agree with him that a lot of these ET crafts are organic, and that's where you get like these orbs and these lights, that kind of like form and shape into like different crafts. And I agree that those last two videos do look like, you know, something military, maybe a, you know, gray military joint project, and maybe that's just keeping an eye on them.
Thank you very much for calling in, and yeah, no doubt about it. Somebody's keeping an eye on somebody, and I'm glad Ed has his eyes with his cameras on the scene. Kelly, 619, last words.
Yeah, hey, I'm just I'm always listening in every week, and you know, I'm like, you know, before I'm in the Navy, I'll be deploying here pretty soon in May. I won't be calling in, but I'll be keeping on touch on your website and make sure you know, always keeping my eyes open. And if I'm out there and I see something, I'll be sure to put it out there. You guys have a good night.
Absolutely, Kelly. Where are you deploying out to?
Well, I got to fly out to Japan, and there's an aircraft carrier out there that needs some help. So they're gonna send a few guys out there for us, and I'm gonna be joining in.
All right, man. Kelly, have your cameras ready, man. Thanks for serving the country, the United States of America. Appreciate it, man.
All right, take care.
All right, that was it. Third Phase of Moon, everybody. Blake Cousins here. Again, next week, Friday. Share your stories to the world. Share it with us. The people are listening. The people are watching. Everybody, keep your eyes on the skies. Blake Cousins. We'll see you again next time.